Hello and welcome to our channel, Portugal on a Shoestring. We are Brian and Diane, and in 2023 we bought a century-old abandoned property in central Portugal. Please join us as we begin our adventures, gaining new knowledge and skills along the way, as we renovate our house and manage our land, and all on a shoestring budget. If you enjoy our videos, please like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to this week's video of Portugal on a Shoestring, and a very warm welcome to all our new subscribers. Absolutely fantastic for you to join us. It's brilliant. On this week's episode we've got Dan is doing a garden update and hacking away at some more of the weeds. Mostly strimming. And I'm doing the frame for the ceiling in the kitchen, which was a bit of a job, but we've got it completed, so that's great. We had loads and loads of questions again, so we've decided to do a little bit at the end of the video, just answering a few of those. So I'm going out for them. Right, enjoy. Get some more of the ceiling done. So we mark this one up. Using metal laths because basically timber here is so expensive, it's horrendous. So metal stud cut with a pair of shears, bend it over like that, and then just cut along the seam. It's actually quicker than wood work, but it's not as easy to work with. It's not bad. Right, get some tape. Right, so doing them at 400mm, just because it's what I'm used to working with. In Europe generally, you can actually work to 500mm centres because the boards are 2,500, so it divides nicely into 500s. But I'm used to working with 400, so I'll stick with that, and I'll just trim 100mm off the end. Not a problem. Oh, easier to do that way. Right, we'll take it along, and that's 400 there. Let's see if it's square. So I'm using this as a square as the face edge. Just because the other side is all over the place, there's different angles on it, so if you use this one, I know this is a straight line then. So we've got 400 to there. That's nice and square, and it's still, oh, there we go. It's still 400, bang on. Superb. Right, now there's two ways to fix these. You can either use self-drilling screws, you can use ordinary screws, although it's a bit of a pain to get through, or you can use a punch. Now I'm using a punch. Basically it's quicker, it's simpler, it doesn't give you quite so much strength, but because I'm only doing 400 centres, I don't need quite as much strength. I'll throw a few self-drilling screws in, which I've got a box full anyway, in the little corners where I think it's going to need the extra reinforcement. But otherwise, I'm just going to use the punch. And this is basically just a stapler that I'll show you in a second. But it punches through them 2 sheets of metalwork and folds them over, forms a little staple. So this is the punch tool. It's only a cheap one. It cost €11, I think it was, on Amazon. delivered in about a week. So yeah, cheap Chinese knockoff, does the job. I say, you can see up the jaw has like a little pin, goes up, and that just punches through the metal, folds it over on the inside, and creates a little staple. It's a little awkward on these thin profiles because you've got a die that has to sit into it. But it's only a case of getting it into place and then we're sorted. Right, so don't know if you can see from here, but let's see, we go. That goes in there, and then you just squeeze. Do a couple of them. And do one on the top just to keep it all straight. Right, here are the self-turning screws. Very little, 13mm. Just put one on the drill. You see they've got like a little drill on the end of them. That drills through the metal, and then the screw thread tightens it all up. Cracking little things. Put one in the bottom, one in the top. You don't actually need one on the top, it just makes things a little bit, keeps things a little bit stiffer. That's it. That's all nice and steady. That's the wiring for the lighting. What we're going to have is a series of 8 spotlights running around the room. They'll be switched alternately. So one switch will do odd number lights and the other switch will do the even number lights. Just so you can adjust the amount of light all coming in all together. I'll show you the lights in a second. These are the lights we're going to use on the ceiling. LED 12.5 watt spotlights. They're quite shallow, so don't take up too much space. Just cut a 125mm hole and they'll pop in and hold up. There we go. That's what you'll see. And that's what will be inside the spring clips onto the plasterboard. This one should be 2.5 metres from the wall, or 2.4 actually. So just check that. 2.39. That's close enough. I'm going to trim it anyway, so that's okay. But what we do, because we're using narrow profile, we're going to piggyback another one onto it to give enough width to actually join the two boards together on it. So we'll just do that with a couple of punches at the ends and then 4 or 5 self-drilled screws along the length of it. Well, I'll show you that now. What we're going to do is put them back to back, and the shorter one is just a little shorter just to make it easier to get in and out of the perimeter track. And what we're going to use is these little self-drilling screws. So, magnetic chuck holder on there, and that's it. That's as simple as that. I'll pop another one in, just make sure it's still straight. There you go. A bit fiddly, but because they're so small. But now we've got a double width, so we've got one board join here with the other board join there. Simple as that. Right, so I'm going to leave that there for today. A little bit more to do, but to be honest, I'm knackered. Have a little break and then I'll run the rest of the wiring for the lights in, and we'll do that tomorrow.
Hi everyone, welcome to a garden update. Now, over the weekend we had a bit of stormy weather. And I mean river running down the road, stormy weather. But as a consequence, the garden has absolutely gone mental. Everything green has like doubled in size. So I've got a lot of work to do this week. So, let's get on with it. As you can see, we've covered the pool. The girls went home last week, so I really missed them. But they seemed to take the weather with them, because as soon as they left, we started getting the muggy and thundery weather. So we covered the pool. Now, as you can see, oh, sorry if I went round too fast then. It's gone mad. Get a bit of rain and the wild mint has gone crazy. So I've got loads of trimming to do. Unfortunately, in the summertime you have a limit in Portugal where I can only trim with plastic wire now, and it's only before 11 o'clock in the morning. So I've got to start doing that. I might just take it a chunk at a time because it's quite a lot. So I'm not allowed to use the mower. But as you can see, what I've done here is a lot of advice about putting straw around the edges of the trees so that the water stays there longer and doesn't evaporate. And also burying a 6-litre bottle so that when you water them it goes directly to the roots. So that's been really helpful, because this was looking a little bit sad, this nectarine, until I did that. I've not bothered with the cherry tree because that was the one I was worried about the most, you know, and that's the one that's got the most growth. I can't believe it. So I've not even bothered. I've not bothered with a bottle or anything, or a straw or anything, because that's doing ace. So yeah, look at this mental green stuff here. I don't know what it is. But actually, you know, I'm not complaining really, because it's better than bramble and nettles. So the ones that get most exposure to the sun, I've done the berry in the bottle thing, so that's the orange. And also there's a lemon down here that I did the same. And the other ones just scan around a little bit slower for everybody, because people have been saying, oh my goodness, you're gonna make me sick, you're turning too fast. So yeah, so the lime's got that, and the persimmon over there. But I've not bothered really with the ones down the bottom, because it seems to be a bit more boggy, the ground around the plum and the pear and the apple. You don't get as much sun, and it seems to be a lot wetter down this end, you know, close to the stream. So I've not really bothered. This I've put down. I was just lopping the tops off brambles past couple of mornings, and I've put this down for my wheelbarrow because it popped me wheel. The brambles, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. So it popped me wheel, so now I've got this little path going down here, so we don't have another incident. So, all this detritus from last week. I've managed to bag up a bit of it from the stream from last week, but it might take me a while because it's only me now. I was trying to go in the I was going to try and get in the stream this week, because I'm sure there's another pig and tyre in there. I'm sure of it. I bet you there is. It's down there somewhere. I know. But look at this, the nettles. I can't believe the nettles on the side. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a go at the nettles first. So I'm going to do a little sequence of me strimming. I don't know whether you want to see that or not, but I'm going to do it a little bit, and I'll speed it up for you while I tackle it. But yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time because I get knackered. Over here, I've got apples. I've got apples, look. Aren't they lovely? Can't believe it. And look how tiny they are, because they look big in the picture there. Look, but they're teeny tiny. Gorgeous. Right. I might show you some work I've been doing then. Hi! My fingers are tingling. I've had enough, but I'm really pleased with how that's gone. That looks good. So yeah, I've only got up to the tree, but I don't want to trip down the well. So that's good for one section. Now, I sent Brian shopping yesterday to Lidl as usual, and he come back with a bargain. I can't believe it, it was so cheap. And it's an electric strimmer. So, I've had a little go with that today. And I'm made up. Because I used the petrol strimmer yesterday, and it's great for all the really thick nasties. But all this stuff, this soft stuff here, see all this down here? Look how thick that is. We'll have a little go for about an hour this morning. And it's cut really well. Can't believe it. $15.99. I was just chuffed. I love a bargain. So yeah, look at this. I've done this in an hour. I'm well chuffed. So, I'll do some more tomorrow. And hopefully, I'm thinking, do a couple each morning and I'll be done. And then probably have to do it again once it rains again. Just try and keep on top of it. But I got a good tool for a good bargain price.
Okay, we're back again the next day. Yesterday I continued the lighting circuit round for the spotlights, and today we're going to finish off these supports for the roof, the ceiling, and we've got a piece of perimeter track that we have to put around here. We've not quite finished that, so we'll put a couple of slats up and then we'll put the perimeter track up and then we'll finish them off. Right, let's get some work done. Oh, one thing I find we're getting older, it's harder and harder to grip. I have arthritis in that finger there, so as I'm gripping, that's getting quite a lot weaker grip. So I'm using both hands. Oh. Right, principle is very similar with this, except to give it as much strength in the corner as possible. What we'll do, instead of cutting down and then folding it and cutting it across, we'll just cut down, fold it in, and then that will just form a corner. Where the overlap, we can crimp it, and then we can attach this piece to the perimeter that's already there, and that ties them all together and gives them a lot more strength. just 2 cuts like that, and then we can fold it over. Fold a nice little angle, and then what we can do, we can just put it straight into the wall. That's good, right. With the overlap, let's put a couple of crimps. There's a screw going through 2 sections at once, so it's all held together, but hey, belt braces. Right, before we cut this angle piece, we'll just make this little joining section here. So that's 150, 300 mil. Quick estimate if anybody's not got a tape on them. That distance between the top of your finger and your thumb stretched out is around about 6 inches or 150 mil. It's not accurate, but it gives you a rough. If you're only cutting it rough and then trimming it down, it's usually good enough. But just get a tape measure, measure it. Actually, let's see. I might be talking a load of rubbish here. It's what I've always used. What we've got. There you go. From my index finger to my thumb is 150 millimeters, or about 6 inches. Measure yours. Once you know it, you can go along, and without a tape measure, you can go right 6 inches, 1 foot, 1 foot 6, 2 foot, or 150 mil, 300, 450. You know, it's handy if you're stuck somewhere and you haven't got a tape on yet, but you want to know a rough dimension. That's all of that done. What I want to do now though is these sort of twist a little bit. They'll be alright once they've got plasterboard on, but just as a little bit of extra support, I'm just going to run, this is less than 3 metre width, so I'm going to run a support down the middle. So that's the full frame in place. It's perimeter and all the cross pieces. And this one has a support and strap in the middle. We'd already done that one last week. Didn't have a chance to film it, so. All the wiring's in place for the lighting, and most of the electrics are in place, in position. Still need to be that one needs doing. Still need to be plastered in, and there we go. One of our subscribers, Mary Bates, she asked if we could show the powdered Ash that Diane is so enamoured over. So here's a little clip of that. After Diane's little tirade about powdered Ash and pastel de nata, here they are. Coconut buns with icing and sugar. Very soft. Very sweet, very lovely. We had a few questions about the car insurance. One in particular from S. Peterson 6668, I believe his name is, asking if the amount that we gave of £170 or euros was for 6 months or a month. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it was actually for a year. So
Unbelievable.
That's it, and that covers any driver, but it's only third-party fire and theft. So, hope that answers your question. A lot of people are interested in whereabouts we are in the country. We're about half an hour south of Coimbra and about half an hour north of Tomar, and this is pretty much bang in the centre of Portugal. That's in the county of Leiria, in the municipality of Figueira dos Vinhos. Our closest town is Avila, but we're actually sort of stuck in the middle, about 5 or 6 miles from anywhere, on the main road, but only about 6 houses around us, thereabouts, something like that. 6 houses and a dog shelter.
Yeah.
Our final one for this week is about the electric. We've suggested, a lot of people have suggested that we look at solar, which we did actually look at before we started this, and it worked out. We got some quotes, and it was between £11,000 and £15,000. Now, I know you can get a much smaller system, but we don't want to be worrying about power. We want to just use what we want to use whenever we want to use it. So to have a system that will cover that will cost £11,000 to £15,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That'll take about 13 years to recover the costs. And which time, most of the equipment, the batteries and the solar panels will probably need to be replaced. You only have a lifespan of 10 to 15 years anyway. So it doesn't really make economic sense for us. Environmentally, totally different issue, but from an economics point of view, it's not worth it. The electric bills are cheaper than buying a solar system.
We'd love to get one, really, but it's just so out of our reach, really.
As regards the bills, 30 days of standing charge is about €17, and I think the unit price is 24 cents and 14 cents. That's daytime and nighttime rate. So our average bill's probably somewhere around the sort of €50-60 a month. Yeah. So, do the maths for yourself, and it just doesn't make sense to go for solar, unfortunately.
Work out, does it?
I'd love to have no bills, but there you go.
It's expensive living off grid.
It can be.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all for this week. Again, thank you for all the new subscribers.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And all the advice you've given us.
Yeah.
It's
We've
really
had
helped
loads
me.
of advice.
Yeah.
Some of it's used, some of it we've decided not to, but you know, it's all
Just
welcome. It
Keep
really
coming
is.
in. Just keep giving us advice, because it really does help. Because well, certainly I don't know what I'm doing. He knows what he's doing, really.
No, I just pretend to. So yeah, any questions, prices, anything like that, ask away.
Yeah.
And yeah, chip in with all your advice. It's always welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and see you again next week.
See you again. Bye.
Bye.